favorite radio station.
This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.
Alright, hello everybody, it's Dr. Barry here. I am your host, the host of the Health and Wellness Connection podcast radio show, and we are broadcasting today on Afro Vibes Radio. We actually have an in-studio special to present to you guys tonight, or today, or whatever time you listen to this show. Anyways, I have a special guest. You know, a lot of times we talk about health and wellness here on the show, and we talk about, you know, the importance of making sure whatever you put into your body will help you stay healthy and, you know, maintain a high level of wellness. And today we actually have a special guest who's actually decided to make that his full-time passion. That is creating awesome products for people who are interested in, you know, getting, you know, better items that they can incorporate into their daily routines. And before we go any further, let me go ahead and just tell you who it is. He goes by Dr. Rad. He's actually an old friend of mine, but he's actually a physician, entrepreneur, just an overall kind of multi-talented individual who decided to really kind of dive headfirst into the whole health and wellness arena. So, Dr. Rad, say hello to the show, and you know, welcome first off to the podcast radio show, and you know, tell us what's going on with yourself, man.
Hey, Dr. Barry, thanks for having me on. It's great to be here. It's great to see you again after these so many years.
Yeah, and also, what I didn't tell you guys is that he actually and I are actually trained in a very similar institution back in Texas, in what we call the first med school in Texas, UTMB Galveston, for all our people who are in the medical field. But, you know, that was a while back. But since then, you know, he's now a fully trained emergency physician. He's out here, you know, saving lives. And in the meantime, he's actually doing some pretty awesome things as far as product creation and development. So tell us about, you know, what you're doing out here. Because, again, first off, before we go any further, let me tell you about his company, by the way. Go there now if you're on your computer or your phone, iheartnature. He pretty much has an extremely popular health and wellness website that really specializes in selling and creating awesome natural products for daily use of, you know, anyone who's out there looking for those, you know, kind of products. So tell us more about kind of what you're doing, kind of what led you to this whole field, kind of why did you make that transition, and what was that, what drove you to kind of make such a, you know, brave leap, if you will?
Sure. Hey, thanks. It's not like, it was not part of the master plan. Like growing up, I didn't think that, okay, one day I'm going to have a online e-commerce skincare brand, you know. This is just something that kind of one thing led to another, but it's a natural fit for where I am right now in my life, and it fits into a lot of, you know, my philosophies and my lifestyle. Awesome.
So tell us about the kind of, like, you know, every company usually has their own kind of thing that kind of sets everything up, and in your case, because when you developed this whole health and wellness thing, what was it that kind of, what were you looking at in the landscape? Because by that time, I'm assuming you were already kind of practicing, you were a physician, kind of working, doing your thing. What was it that kind of you decided that you wanted to try to solve, you know, with your initial company when you decided to create it?
Sure. So I, you know, just like you, I'm a full-time ER physician, and I practice. I love being a doctor. I love helping people.
Awesome.
But, you know, I wanted something more. I wanted to try something else. One thing, you know, everyone's very conscious now about what they put in their body, right? Everybody tries to eat local, tries to eat healthy foods, tries to eat organic, tries to eat fresh foods, tries to eat less processed foods. All those things are great. Those are great ways, you know, to improve your health and live a healthy wellness lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, just as it's important to put good things into your body, it's also important to put the right things on your body, right? So, your skin is the largest organ in your body, right? And you know that. Yeah.
Of course. And most people actually don't realize that. And I'm glad you brought that up, because the skin is something that you need to take care of the way you would take care of your heart, your brain, your liver. I mean, you want to make sure that with your skin, you're ensuring you're putting the best possible items, you know, on it to moisturize or condition or whatever. So it's so important that people understand how important the skin is, and with unhealthy skin, how much unhealthy you are in general, because it's really the barrier that protects you from everything outside in the environment. So tell us about your skin. So I guess you realize that, you know, skin is something you really want to help improve in the lives of people. So you decided to go ahead and do this, you know, kind of. What was your first product, if you will, and kind of what kind of was behind that creation?
Sure. So, just like the skin is the largest organ, it absorbs everything that you put on it, right?
Exactly.
So then I looked at like soaps and face masks, and if you look at the ingredients, like let's say, take a popular face mask and just look at the ingredients. The first ingredient you'll see is water, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
And then you have a bunch of ingredients, and then a bunch of preservatives and alcohols. And then I was like, why did they design it this way, right? So like there are lots of charcoal face masks out in the market right now. A lot of them have lots of chemicals in them.
Definitely.
Right?
That's one thing too about, because we actually did a whole special on charcoal and how great it is, and people don't understand charcoal is something that initially was kind of more focused in the medical community. If someone would OD on something, you shove charcoal down their mouth and have them, because charcoal is such a strong absorber. It absorbs everything it touches. It's pure carbon, but it's so just hungry to absorb things. You can actually use it as an antidote for a lot of chemicals. So if you drink poison or drink Tylenol or something terrible, you can use charcoal to neutralize a lot of it. So charcoal has been known for a while to just be very good absorber, but in the beauty industry, it's now starting to get more popularity because that same idea is now being used to absorb toxins on the skin and other areas. You can get that the stuff off and potentially have healthier skin and cleaner skin. So if you go to your local pharmacy, wherever you like to buy cosmetics, I'm sure you guys are noticing more charcoal based cosmetics. So that's why there's some increasing information out there that's showing how charcoal can be quite beneficial. So actually, Dr Rad here, he has a new product apparently. It's called, what is a face mask. Now that's one thing I would say this. Now I'm not too much horn, but I have a lot of friends who are models, and a lot of people who are in the beauty industry are very big on skin.
Right.
So I've seen a lot of them talk about charcoal, how useful it is, how important it is, and to be honest, I have another friend who has a company too. They're also talking about getting more charcoal-based products. So that's why I'm just kind of hilarious that you brought this product here. So tell us about your charcoal product. What makes it different? What is it that kind of made you kind of decide to go with it and kind of go for it?
I mean, I encourage everyone to just like you read labels on the ingredients on food that you purchase, read the ingredient labels on skincare products that you're using. Okay, like take a face mask product and look at the ingredient label. Okay, lots of it's unhealthy for your skin. So why are you putting something on? And then I was thinking, why are they manufacturing it this way?
Exactly.
So they're
Why
manufacturing.
Is that, yeah. Go ahead.
So it's designed to last on a shelf for a long time.
Exactly.
Right? It has all these chemicals, and so basically it has a consistency that's going to stay the same, and it's going to be shelf stable for 5 years. So why does it need those preservatives? Well, the big reason is that they put water. Once you add water into it, then you have to have chemicals in there to make sure that it doesn't get spoiled, right? It doesn't get.
Absolutely.
So I was like, well, what did they do in the past? What is a better way of doing this, right? So before they had all this, what people would do was just make DIY face masks, right? So
actually, YouTube is a big, big source of that now. You can Google any kind of a YouTube video on how to make whatever face mask, and there's some guy or female, if you will, making it in their kitchen. So definitely go ahead.
So there's lots of different ingredients that you can use to make a DIY face mask, right? So what we decided, we're like, hey, let's for like this product, let's pick a few ingredients that are really awesome, kind of blend it already for people, and make it convenient, and then they can take it and then just add the liquid component, right? So this, I'll let you read the ingredients on here.
Okay. Yeah. Now, the thing about most of these chemicals, or most of these products that have sorts of chemicals, I mean, the lists are just outrageously complex with the different, components. But this one here is probably one of the most simple lists I've seen in a while. We got bentonite, volcanic ash, which is, I guess, the charcoal combined with the activated charcoal powder. You have organic turmeric powder, organic honey powder, and vitamin C powder. So that's it. So that's pretty amazing. Now, if it's really just, and that's actually, most of the stuff too, I tell folks, like, if it's truly organic and healthy, you should be able to eat it and shouldn't keel over and die instantly, which is unfortunately not the case. A lot of different products out here. So, not that you should eat it because it don't taste very good, but, the chances are of it harming you are very low because of the fairly natural and
Sure.
non-allergenic or non-allergenic ingredient profile. So, extremely high quality stuff here. And so, other than the focus on it sounds like there's a strong focus on being organic, being natural.
Absolutely.
What other things are you looking at when you create products to make sure that you kind of keep
So there's lots of wisdom out there, like turmeric.
Mm-hmm.
Turmeric has been studied extensively. It's been used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine. It's been used in India, China, and the Southeast for a long time, and for skincare, right? So I was like, well, let's bring turmeric here, and let's use modern manufacturing processes, so it's done properly. Let's package it nicely, and let's combine it with other ingredients. So basically, we try to find ingredients that have good synergistic properties. So for like this one, the charcoal works great with the turmeric and the vitamin C and the honey. All these products help to lighten your skin, help brighten your skin. Like you said earlier, charcoal, it's very detoxifying, so it helps pull out a lot of the toxins. And then the bentonite clay, it's like volcanic ash. When you apply it, it helps to pull out all the impurities, on your skin.
Now I'm going to tell you, some of my beauty secrets right here, guys. Just going to spill the beans a little bit. I actually have a bentonite clay mix that I use. That's all it is, though, bentonite clay. But that by itself is extremely effective as far as pulling out impurities and kind of remove a lot of dead skin cells and whatnot. So, part of my beauty regimen, I probably do more
awesome.
of it.
We caught you.
No, but the bentonite clay is huge. So, the fact that's in there already makes you like the product. So, I think, and that's why, I'm so glad he's here. He's actually, like I said, the main guy making this stuff. He's the brain behind the whole product. So, it's very rare when you have a company CEO come out and will say, this is what's in it, I stand by it, nothing, concerning about it. Because we all use natural ingredients, and that's, I think, very important when you're dealing with any product for that matter. Because the beauty, the pretty little bottle packaging or some cute model promoting it doesn't mean that it's safe for you. Especially with the people who are making it won't show their face and say, this is what we got, this is what it's about. And you have Dr. Rad here telling you. So ultimately, I think it's if you're someone who's looking for natural skin products, things like this hopefully give you confidence as far as deciding on what to use and what not to use. So a lot of natural ingredients here, and it's actually a very good stuff. So overall, because I know one thing that I came across actually when I first started seeing some of your stuff was the soaps, the body bars.
Right.
Now tell us about the body bars as far as like the soaps and whatnot, because the one thing about soap in general, because people don't understand what soap and another skincare tidbit here, moisturization is key. Most people think that skin, you don't have to worry about it, lotion here every so often. But every group needs to moisturize regularly, and that's so the more moisture you get, really you can't get too much moisture. So your body will adjust, but it'll keep your skin healthier and looking youthful longer. And so a lot of soaps initially used to be very dehydrating and would dry out based on how they were made. And so more recently now you're seeing more, companies put a lot more moisturizing agents in their soaps to help promote the moisture to keep skin healthier. And so I noticed a lot of your soaps you make are very, you have a lot of emollients in there. Kind of, what was it that do you have any favorite things you like to use as far as moisturizers, and because I see you have a bunch of soaps, and kind of what led to different kinds of soaps and ingredients?
Each one, we take a lot of time to formulate each bar soap. We go back and forth, do a lot of test batches until we get the formula right, and we don't release it until we're happy and we're perfectly satisfied. Like this is a winner. And so it took a while to develop and formulate these. Probably our first product, and which is also our best-selling product, is our turmeric soap. So, like you're talking about moisturizer. So we make sure in each soap we do something different. But we use butters like cocoa butter, shea butter, mango butter.
Nice.
And then for oils, sometimes we'll use olive oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil. Just add a little extra moisturizer. And then we pack all of them with some Ayurvedic ingredients or some herbal ingredients that are beneficial for your skin. Like so turmeric, extensively studied, used for centuries and centuries. So we pack the turmeric soap with lots of turmeric, powder and turmeric oil. And then we also, because turmeric has kind of a very strong scent aroma, so we wanted to blend that with something, that make it a little more palatable, a little more exotic, So we decided, we tried a bunch of different formulations. We went with clove. So clove is a nice spicy scent, but clove also has a lot of good skincare properties,
definitely,
right?
A lot of anti-inflammatory,
Right.
antioxidants.
Right. So then, a lot of the soaps, we also put like a little exfoliant. So for this one, we put turmeric, and we put turmeric, we put the clove oil, and then we decided, hey, let's just put some whole cloves in there, and then the cloves actually, get softened in the soap making process, and then they act as a natural exfoliant. So sometimes people are like, why are there cloves in here? And they're like, well, it's an exfoliant and it's good for your skin.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's like so what I like to hear from companies, like I said earlier, just the ensuring that the quality ingredients are there, because that's really what it's about. When you have quality ingredients, you're gonna get a quality product.
Right.
So now let's talk a little more in general about like kind of skincare and wellness. Like I know you said you were practicing emergency physician, correct?
Yeah.
So what would you say is kind of like the general knowledge base you're seeing in your patients regarding their awareness of like skincare and like kind of the kind of cosmetic? I'm sure you've seen a lot of issues with health and wellness, especially in the ER setting. But actually, I'm just getting a warning now that I'm going to come on a break. So I'm going to have him answer that question after the break. So stay tuned, guys. Again, it's Dr. Barry here for the Health and Wellness Connection. I have Dr. Rad, CEO of iheartnature, Health and Wellness product website. Definitely go check that out when you get a chance. So sit tight, guys. We got more awesome information for you.
Your favorite radio station.
This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.
All right, hey everybody. Thank you. It's Dr. Barry here again for the second half of the special show we have today. We're actually talking with Dr. Rad, who's actually CEO of the iheartnature product, health and wellness product website. Has a lot of great stuff, and we're talking in general just about life and kind of the overall kind of path, if you will, that kind of leads us to kind of do things that we may not have thought we would have done, but ends up being very fulfilling and very rewarding. So Dr. Rad will tell us about this company, iheartnature. And one thing also I noticed about you, and also your kind of whole website and movement, is your focus and kind of attention to the aspect of meditation. Now, people who listen to the Health and Wellness podcast know that I'm a big fan of meditation. Also, I write about it a lot in the book Next Level Weight Loss 2.0. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. It's on Audible and other fine bookstores. So tell us about, because one thing we will say is, like, so you're a physician like myself, and meditation wasn't a big topic in med school, right?
No.
So tell me, like, I can tell about how I just jumped upon it, but tell us how you decided meditation was something you thought was very important and why you decided to focus on it more. Because he does a lot of stuff with meditation. We're going to talk about it a bit, but tell us about meditation in general and what made you kind of get into it.
Sure. Initially, I was drawn to it for very mystical reasons, I just felt like there's got to be something more than just going through life, in this body. There's got to be something more to our life, right? Something, a deeper purpose, and maybe there's something more to, what I'm doing here, and there, I felt like there was something greater. And something.
Now, was this during your training when you were like in school? Because a lot of people were depressed and questioning their life choices at that point. I was like, should I be here? What the hell?
Yeah.
So what was that? Just curious. As far as when you were worried about it.
Probably like in college. I probably started my curiosity, in this field. But yeah, it was. I just felt there must be some energy, something that I felt like I needed to connect with, And so I was, it was kind of like a mystical journey. Of course,
Now, we say mystical journey, there were no drugs involved, right?
No, sir.
Sounds like
no,
so.
sir.
I want to make sure, okay.
No.
We're on the same page.
No.
Right?
But, just mostly
you said
like
college,
self-interest.
mystical journey, that, a lot of people can say, now, nothing wrong with it either. I'm not going to try to criticize. I'm not trying to judge anybody.
You're going to get me in trouble, man.
All right, go ahead. So as you continue.
So it basically this introspection, and that led me. I was looking for a practice that would help me, connect with a spiritual side. So when I say mystical, I mean like a spiritual,
Of course.
right? So that's how I found heartfulness meditation. It's a practice I've been doing, for quite some time. Almost 20 years.
Nice.
I became a meditation trainer about 13 years ago, and
Nice,
have
that's
been,
awesome.
it's something that we volunteer. So both me and my wife are meditation trainers for
That's
the Heartfulness
awesome, that's
Institute. So we have, group meditations at our house. It's just something we volunteer. It's offered free of service.
Awesome.
And it's just been great way to connect. And it's a heart-based meditation,
Oh, nice.
So it's just a great way to get centered, to feel like this energy, and to start living your life, more from this not just through your body, but through like this other, a spirit that rests in all of us, and try to experience life through that also.
Absolutely. Like, I'm sure if you guys have listened to the show or check out the blog regularly, we've written a lot about meditation and how it can be extremely, extremely beneficial for someone who's trying to get an improved health and wellness lifestyle, really. Number one, what meditation helps with inflammation. People don't understand that meditation has so many physical effects. It's not just kind of, saying random words, while you're going to have sleep. You actually are causing your body to really relax, really from top to bottom. Every cell is kind of relaxing when you're meditating. And it causes really so many beneficial effects, including reducing inflammation, which is what we always talk about as a big deal. And you want to make sure you kind of decrease as much as possible. That is, the inflammatory process. And meditation can be very effective for that. It can reduce anxiety, reduce stress. This kind of improve overall health, improve your energy. I mean, it's an amazing practice that everyone should do, and it's something that can be completely modified to your lifestyle. You don't have to be. Some people think meditation is somehow a religious experience. You have to be kind of praying to some particular deity. Not necessarily. Some people do that, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who are just meditating in silence, just kind of enjoying the peace and serenity and allowing that to take over their being. So it's just so important that meditation, I think, is stressed more. And unfortunately, in our society, where it's kind of a fast food society where people are trying to get going and move at 100 miles an hour to achieve all the things they want to do, people forget to take that time for themselves. And so let me ask you, since you're a trainer, we actually have, and this actually I didn't realize until this morning, actually. I thought he was just doing the skincare stuff, but he's also a very accomplished meditation specialist. So I want to kind of, ask you a little bit more about that. Tell me about what you feel are the best kind of times to meditate, because people don't understand, like, it doesn't take very long, but the time is also very important too.
Right. That's a fantastic question. So I just wanted to, I did start, for like the spiritual reasons, but then like as you start doing it regularly, you start noticing all those benefits that you were talking about. It helps you sleep better, it helps you with stress, and really, one of the things, like whenever you go through a stressful situation, you're not so reactive, right? You can pause and look at the situation more objectively, and your reaction could be more tempered and more appropriate to the situation, right?
Exactly.
So I think that's an important part of meditation, and that's one of the material benefits that meditation has. And definitely, like there's definitely a huge physiological change. Your parasympathetics are
Parasympathetics. What is that for the folks who may not know what that is?
Sure. I mean, like the sympathetics, that's the fight or flight, right?
Exactly.
That's where your epinephrine kicks in, and you're like, right?
What gets you all worked up when something stressful happens.
Right. So the parasympathetics is the opposite. It's what keeps you cool, right? So in your parasympathetic tone is affected through meditation, right?
Absolutely.
Right. And parasympathetics also affect your sexuality.
That's
so
true,
meditation helps with your sexuality. That's one thing you didn't bring up, Barrington.
No, that's absolutely right. Meditation, like I said, it just kind of relaxes your body and allows it to kind of function more efficiently. Because when you have a lot of inflammation going on, it actually causes your body to waste energy, if you will, and also will cause damage. That's the problem with inflammatory processes. They actually damage the cells within the body. So reducing inflammation is very important. Meditation can be a great way to do that. Now, of course, that by itself won't be all you can do. You have to combine it with a whole other, sleeping more, drinking more water, and getting your fiber. And a lot of things you can do to help that process. But meditation can be extremely helpful. And there's so many studies about how meditation can help with stress and anxiety. And we all know stress kills. So if you're meditating, that's a great way to kind of combat and neutralize some of the stressful, things that you may be encountering. And overall, it's just a great way to kind of get through, life. Go ahead.
So you were talking about, what's the best time to meditate?
Yeah,
like in our system, we recommend starting meditation in the morning.
Yeah, which is a popular time. That's
Right.
what most people are saying.
Right. So, for like me, I try to get in at least 30 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes 60 minutes, but I try to at least get 30 to 40 minutes in every day. I try to do it in the morning, before the sun comes up, right? So try to do it early. It's a great way to get centered, and it's a great way to start the day. You're starting with by connecting to the source, by connecting to your spiritual energy, and starting the day that way. Another thing that I do is, have kind of like a meditation / prayer before I go to bed. When I do that, I sleep like a baby. I mean, it's amazing, So like you start the day meditating and getting into that connection, and then you go to sleep doing the same thing, and then so while you're asleep, you remain connected.
Absolutely. So I think the key, though, especially with meditation, is that it's something that's very personal. So I always tell folks, there's actually a lot of apps you can get. Shockingly enough, if you just Google just meditation apps, you'll be shocked the number of apps that pop up on your phone or whatever. But I tell folks who are not really sure what meditation is, or they're not sure how to start, the best thing to do is get a trainer like Dr. Rad here now. He's actually has a free service, which is pretty amazing. But I'm sure in your local town or area, there's meditation experts who can help you kind of develop a technique, a pattern, give you tips on how to kind of incorporate the practice to your lifestyle and everything else. But if you're not able to find someone who can give you that expert advice, online there's a lot of online sources, and there's a lot of cool apps. I actually use the Calm app, which is an app that's quite popular. It's actually free as well. You can download that, and that'll help you kind of give you some cues on how to meditate and reminders and whatnot. So I always tell folks to take meditation seriously, because it can actually be as effective as a lot of medication, especially when dealing with treating stress and treating certain ailments. So
choose meditation, not medication.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So, and like I said, Dr. Rad, in addition to being a meditation expert, is also, like I said, a physician. So have you seen any people that you work with, from a medical standpoint, who were potentially having some issues that you saw meditation was able to help them to the point of maybe stopping certain medications, or even reducing their reliance on certain medications?
Sure, absolutely. We see people have better blood pressure control. And that again goes back to your parasympathetic tone, right? Yeah. So I was gonna say, I encourage everyone to try meditation. And it's probably something that's better done in a with some guidance. It's not like going to the gym. If you just go wander around, it's not effective. But if you get a trainer, if you get somebody that kind of guides you and show you the steps, it works a little better. We have a heartfulness meditation app. It's a great way to get connected, find resources around you. We have centers throughout the world, so every city will have a meditation trainer, and they'll have group meditations. So one of the things is, it's good to have your own individual practice, but it's also good to connect in a group where, everybody sits in meditation, and everyone's connected to this source at the same time, and that just kind of amplifies the energy, when everybody does it together. So
Absolutely. That's one thing that's been a big buzzword, is that the whole energy thing. People use that in a good way, in a bad way,
Right.
And so people don't understand that the whole, the meditation philosophies are built off that whole concept of energy and harnessing that energy and making sure you use it in a way that's going to be beneficial to you. So,
and we're not just physical bodies. We're
definitely.
We're energy.
Exactly. So that's so important, and that's one thing that, even from a scientific level, when you actually think about it, actually is the absolute truth. So, that's kind of it today. Did you have anything else you wanted to kind of tell our listeners before we kind of sign off here?
It's been awesome to hang out with you
Awesome.
This afternoon. It's been great to catch up. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everyone. Everyone should try meditation. Everybody should also, just from a natural standpoint, just be cognizant of what they're doing to their body, to their health, right? Like, what are you putting in your body? What are you putting on your body? And what kind of what are you witnessing? You know, like what are the inputs?
That's true. Like what are you even hearing and seeing?
What are you hearing and seeing?
Exactly.
And stuff,
Exactly.
right?
So it's so important. The mind is really the key. That's what we
Right.
talk about on this show. Conditioning the mind to be better equipped to handle the stress of your environment, and that's so important to help
Right.
you deal with the stress and
Yeah.
you know, the crap we have to go through as beings on this planet. But either way, again, do you have social media? I know your website, your company,
We're on
iHeartNature.
Facebook, iHeartNature.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Pinterest. You can find us on Instagram.
Awesome.
We have a growing fan base. People like the turmeric soap was the first one, so it's our bestseller just because it's been around longer. It gets such raving reviews. People are like, "Oh, it's brightened my skin. It's lightened my skin. It's made my skin glow."
Awesome.
It's been really cool to see this kind of come manifest.
That's
been
good.
Interesting.
Well, thank you so much again, Dr. Rad, for joining us today. This is Dr. Bear here again. Again, don't forget you can check us out on social medias as well as in person. Actually, if you're from around Afro Vibes Radio, which is in Houston, shout us out. We can definitely link up. Either way, again, it's Dr. Bear, your host. Stay tuned for next week where there'll be more exciting guests, more amazing topics, and hopefully a good time to be had by all. Again, Dr. Barry here, signing off.